When we think of ancient Egypt, images of golden sarcophagi, towering pyramids, and the Sphinx flood our minds. But too often, one truth remains buried beneath the sands of time. Egypt was also ruled by Black Pharaohs. Their names are rarely mentioned, their stories overlooked, their faces erased from the grand narrative of world history. This is more than a history lesson. It's a journey to reclaim a legacy, to shine a light on a dynasty of powerful African rulers who defied empires and shaped civilizations. This is the story of the Black Pharaohs, beyond the pyramids. To understand the rise of Black Pharaohs, we must travel up the Nile, deep into the land of Nubia, a civilization older than some of Egypt's earliest dynasties. Nubia, with its wealth of gold, iron, and culture, was not a shadow of Egypt. It was a civilization in its own right, proud, artistic, and powerful. From this land came the kings of Kush, a Nubian kingdom that gave rise to Egypt's 25th dynasty. Rulers like Piankhi, a devout king and skilled military strategist, led armies into Egypt, not as conquerors, but as restorers. And Taharka, his successor, would become one of the most powerful men in the ancient world, leading Egypt against Assyrian invasions, building temples, and fostering cultural unity. The Black Pharaohs didn't just rule Egypt, they revived it. They restored crumbling temples, reinvigorated religious traditions, and ushered in a renaissance of African influence in Egyptian culture. At Karnak, Piankhi left inscriptions not of war, but of piety, respect, and divine duty. The art of the 25th dynasty merged Nubian realism with Egyptian symbolism, crafting statues that bore the bold features of African royalty and the regal poses of the Nile kings. Their temples celebrated not only Egyptian gods, but also Nubian deities, blending belief systems and building bridges between two civilizations. Under their reign, medicine, astronomy, and engineering thrived, not only because of what they preserved, but because of what they introduced. But for centuries, their story was hidden. European scholars of the colonial era dismissed these kings as invaders, claiming they were less Egyptian, less civilized, less worthy of remembrance. Their African identity became a reason for exclusion. Even in modern museums, the 25th dynasty is often labeled as a brief interruption in Egypt's history, rather than the revival of its spirit. But history is not written in stone. It is told by those who hold the pen. Today, that pen returns to the people of Africa, to scholars, to storytellers, and to voices long silenced. The Black Pharaohs left more than temples or tombs. They left a legacy of resilience, pride, and African excellence. They proved that power and intellect flowed from Africa, and that African rulers shaped the ancient world alongside Greeks, Persians, and Romans. Their vision of unity, culture, and spiritual revival laid foundations that endured long after their dynasty fell. Their stories continue to inspire not just historians, but every African child told they have no history, every voice told to forget where it came from. Today, we honor Piankhi, Taharka, Shabaka, and all the forgotten kings, not as footnotes, but as foundations. Because the Black Pharaohs didn't just rule, they redefined what it meant to lead. Beyond the pyramids, beyond the silence, lies a truth too powerful to ignore. The story of the Black Pharaohs is not just about kings, it's about reclaiming Africa's rightful place in world history. They remind us that greatness wears many faces, that civilization was not born in one place, but in many, and that Africa, in all its beauty and brilliance, was always there, rising with the Nile. Their names echo still, and now we say them out loud. Say their names. Learn their legacy. This is the story of the Black Pharaohs.